This is TWiT.
So I've been very outspoken on the show about my opinions of ad blockers. Being as a content creator for the past 10, 15 years, advertising is a way I've helped to pay the bills. But we've seen the ad situation online honestly get out of hand to the point where I don't go to some websites anymore because the ads are so bad. And we've seen ad blockers getting added to browsers left and right. We saw Samsung added it to their browser. We talked a lot about that. But now this past week, we got news that Google has plans to implement an ad blocker directly into Chrome. And this is coming from the Wall Street Journal. And it's saying that it's going to filter certain ad types that pose a bad user experience, include pop-ups, autoplay video ads with sound, prestitial ads with countdown timers. God, I hope it blocks that dumb Forbes interstitial.
I hate that. Oh,
right?
Yeah,
It's
tell me
the
about
worst.
It's the worst.
And another possibility includes blocking all ads on a site with only some questionable ads. And my own speculation, blocking all the ads that are on a website that aren't AdSense, but
right,
we'll see. So an announcement is likely coming in weeks. Which what's in a couple of weeks? I wonder. So probably my guess is that I.O. will hear more about this. And I just thought it was funny because one of my coworkers was like, what do you think Google adding ad blocking to Chrome, considering that they make their money off ads? And I thought, hey, with AdSense, they're going to figure out some way for their ads to get through and other ads not to, and that could be a dangerous water. And Google is an ad company that also makes a browser. And if they're blocking bad ads from others and not blocking their own, that could be a sticky wicket. And for those curious, Chrome has got 47.5% of the U.S. market, so it's the dominant browser as of now. Phil, what do you make of this? Do you think Google's getting into some murky waters of this, or is it much needed?
I think there's a seriously big word that's missing, and I'm going back through it just to make sure I'm correct. Contributor. Google contributor. And I have to give Andrew Martinick full credit for this. He was tweeting about it this morning, and just, yes, it made total sense. Google contributor, if you don't remember, you would set aside, say, $10 a month is what I did, actually. And then Google would not show you AdSense ads. I had cats on mine.
I did the same thing, Phil. I signed the day I could sign up for it. I signed up for it. I did $10. I did the max, and I saw pictures of Morrissey instead of ads, which was great.
One man's cat is another man's Morrissey, as they say,
right, and vice versa. Yeah. I'm sure Morrissey would be happy with that too. But then they shut contributor down a couple of months ago.
Oh, did they?
And now, contributor's gone. But now we have these rumors of new ad blockers, and I think Andrew's right. I think this would fit perfectly in there. I mean, yes, it can block stuff, but by the way, we can block our own stuff, and if you can give money directly to the websites, which I had absolutely no problem doing. So I think it's going to be a bigger story than what the Wall Street Journal has here, or at least more to it.
If someone can figure out, if I was 10 years younger and a little more coding knowledge or whatever, if someone can figure out a way to have a user profile kick a couple of cents to the website they're going to and not see any ads, I would gladly contribute. I would gladly pay for that. If you're going to tell me it's going to cost me a nickel to view this page or whatever, whatever it is to monetize the content versus, forcing advertising in my face to monetize the content, I would gladly pay for that. And if anybody can figure it out, I think Google can. And if ad blocking is a part of that, because to their point, I mean, the Chrome team is all about the user experience and the sanctity of the web and stuff like that. And it is getting downright impossible to go to some sites these days, and it's embarrassing. So I don't know. It's hard. I don't know. Jason, how do you feel about this? Where do you net at?
What you were just talking about reminded me of an app. Man, we had someone on from Blendle a while back.
Yeah, when Matteo. Blendle's great.
With the Matteo crew. And that was paying on a per article basis. I don't know what that does for ads. I'm kind of looking through right now, and I'm not sure it necessarily removes ads. But I would guess that if it's mirroring a paid service, that you probably wouldn't get ads, because if you're paying for the service, they're probably not also serving you ads. But as we know with cable TV and other video streaming services, that isn't always the case. But I mean, it really comes down to what Google is the one that would be implementing this, considers a bad user experience ads, and you better believe they're probably not going to hold their ads or put their ads under that same umbrella. But then, are their ads actually bad user experience ads? I'm sure a lot of people would say they're pretty nondescript. They're out of the way, so maybe they just don't fall into there. But it is interesting that an ad company could make that determination and say, actually, these ads aren't any good. We're not going to show you those, but you're going to see all of our ads because they're all really good.
Well, and that's the question. I mean, we often joke about how Google, sometimes the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing, and this is definitely a case of the left hand is the Chrome team and the positive user experience, and we're going to block bad ads, and they've got to be working with the right hand, which is the ad business.
Right.
I mean, if Google was just an ad company that did this, that'd be one thing, but they're so multifaceted. Right. And so this kind of cross section of these two major business units within Google, I'm really curious to see how they handle this and handle the messaging around it.
There was also a browser. Now I'm starting to remember we talked about a browser maybe within the last year. God, what browser was that? That would remove ads from a page and replace it with their own inventory of ads.
Are you talking about
really?
Brave?
Yeah, it was Brave.
Brave.
I wonder if Google would. That's even murkier of water for Google to get into that route.
Well, ultimately, yeah, and I can't even imagine there's Brave. Yeah. I mean, the problem for me at least is that there are so many external third party server calls on websites now because of the advertising, and I get it. I mean, like Phil, you're right in the thick of it. I ran a content website for 5 years that was dependent on ads, and I was figuring out ways to do interstitials and have the expando video ads, whatever I can do to get a higher CPM. And I would jump at the opportunity to not have to do that. And it sucks that we have devalued content so much that it just seems untenable at this point. It's almost makes me wishing that a new internet could exist.
I'm all for anybody trying anything, and I'm all for being able to give money directly to content creators if that's at all possible.
Yeah,
absolutely.
What Google is considering bad ads would be pop-ups, autoplay video ads with sound, which, I hate those.
Oh, it's the worst.
Fire with those. Pre-stitial ads with countdown timers. So yeah, I mean, I would agree. Most of all three of those, I'm pretty hateful.
I mean, just like today, I went to, unfortunately, I made the mistake of looking at some current events, and I clicked on a link to read a particular article about something going on in our country, and it was like, I forget what reputable news service, and this dumb video ad plays, and then as I scroll down, the video minimizes and goes down to the corner, and it's like, and I'm trying to find the pause button, and I was like, close the tab. I don't need to read it.
Yeah,
it's just like, yeah, exactly. It's bad. It's bad.
Well, I guess we'll see. Obviously, this is early days, and Phil, like you're saying, this could be a much bigger story than what we're reading here, which are just pieces of the picture. So I'm sure we'll find out sometime soon.
I hope Phil's right. Phil, I hope you and Andrew are right, and that they bring back a contributor in a bigger way. I would sign up in a nanosecond.
Yeah.
I just want to see more Morrissey again. That's all.
Yeah, I know you're missing your Morrissey, and you're missing your cats, Phil.